What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 39th episode of the podcast. Before we get into our special guest today, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and then also go check out our Instagram where we post highlights on reels of like little clips of the podcast. But let's get started with the video. Today's guest is none other than Karen. How you doing, Karen?
I'm doing great.
Last time you were on the podcast, I think, was back in like December or somewhere around there. Yeah, probably like episode 8 or something.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, now we're at 39. Holy cow.
No. We're almost at a year because a year is 52 weeks.
No, pues wow.
So we're almost doing this for
You're
a
at
year.
59?
No, we're at 39.
Oh, 39.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So almost a
So
year.
I know you just took your last final for summer school. How's that been?
Okay. Whoever said taking a summer class was a good idea, it's not a good idea. So don't take them. Like, if you can prevent yourself from doing so, like, because I've been going since last summer. So I've gone summer, fall, spring, summer, and I'm about to do fall, spring, and
So you haven't
summer.
had a break.
Bro, I'm hasta aquí. I
Oh
cannot
my
anymore with
Yeah.
school. I'm so burnt out, but
Yeah.
I just finished that one, which I took Bio 101, and then I'm taking Bio 103 this next 8 weeks. So I still have a while to go, and then I
What-
get a little bit of a rest.
When are you expected to graduate?
I don't know, friend. I really don't know.
Probably like in the next year and a half, right?
like year and a half.
I
I have it written down. I just literally can't remember when I have.
Yeah,
Or
I
can't
think
even
you
be
have 2
bothered.
years.
Okay, huh?
I said, or can't even be bothered to look at it right now.
I know, like, semester, because I'll have the rest of this semester, and then I have
So then spring,
fall,
which is,
spring,
so that's 2023.
and then I have
summer, fall.
summer, fall, and I'm done.
So you're done next fall, next December.
Yeah,
you
next.
graduate.
Oh yeah, next
Nice.
December.
You're almost done.
Dang,
I'm
it feels
so
like you just got in.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because I want to graduate the same, like,
Baby, I
the
have 3
same
years
semester.
left.
But no, I graduate a semester before you.
No, because I have. So the spring, no, the fall coming
Did
up.
we miscalculated?
Yeah, I know, like pretty bad because I have the fall coming up, and then in spring I go to Kelly, and then
Yeah.
after Kelly I have 3 semesters. So Kelly, so that's 2023, and then spring 2024. So I think fall 2024 is when I graduate.
Technically, I can spread the love and, like, not graduate in December and graduate until May, which, like, wouldn't be the end of the world, because next summer I'm due to take Orgo 1 and 2. So Orgo 1 and Orgo 2 in the summer semester, and it's, like, not fun. It's
that
not
class
fun.
I heard is really hard.
Yeah, that's like the weed out class
Well,
for
can you explain what Orgo is real quick?
basically just
Like what does it stand for? Orgo.
organic chemistry.
Okay.
So basically, like, all the
She's like,
chemistry that you
"Idiot."
learned, all the chemistry that you learned in high school, like, out the freaking window. Like, I learned a little bit of it in Bio 101, and it's, like, not that it's hard, but I heard that there's just, like, a lot of rules to, like, building. Instead of, like, talking about actual chemistry, like, you're seeing how things are built, like the shapes, like the bonds, like you see it all, like what's cholesterol? Well, you'll know what it looks like. It's not cholesterol, the word. It's, like, literally, like, whatever the shape of it is. So I'm not sure about Orgo 2. I heard it's just built off Orgo 1, but I don't know. It's a weed out class for our school. I heard it's like a 42% curve because everybody fails.
Jeez.
Like,
Wow.
it's ridiculous. Like, maybe the 42. Don't quote me on that. Like, Andy, like, what was the situation? Because he took the class already. But I don't know. There's a huge curve. Everybody mostly fails. And I was listening to, like, a podcast or something or other, and a lot of, like, professionals, like, will have to take it like 3-4 times. And I'm trying to get that bitch done, like, first try.
I think
So we'll
knowing
see.
you, I think you're gonna get both first try.
I really hope
Like,
so, but I'm
You
also
gotta- sorry.
I'm be a
go ahead.
mom, so I'm
That's
like,
true.
I don't have as much time to dedicate to school as I do now.
I think you'll still make it work.
Please,
I think you will.
please. I haven't failed a class yet. Knock on Otis's hard head, and I really hope I
That
don't,
workout is-
because I just don't want to. First of all, I'm paying out of pocket. That's pensive,
Yeah.
and I just don't want to. Like, I'm paying for one class, for like a class lab recitation. I got our bill for just for these 8 weeks, $1,700.
It's ridiculous, especially over the summer where you don't get any financial aid. It's just out of pocket.
Bitch, I wish I got financial aid. I just don't get
Oh, you
period
don't get that at
financial.
all?
No, nothing.
Because, like, in our situation, technically, we should get at least a little bit, but we don't get any.
Not even with the whole pregnancy.
So maybe, like, through the Pell Grant, like, I'll get, like, a grant for it, but no, like, nothing else.
That's like one class, $1,000.
Yeah.
So I don't know, especially with like toxic recession and stuff like that. I'm just like, is it really worth it? Like, is it all the debt really worth it? I really don't know. Like, I had like a whole like
mental breakdown.
Mental breakdown because I'm so torn because I'm like, I'm about to take on a lot of student loans, but is it all worth it for your dream? Like, should you just give it all for your dream? Like,
so
you just don't know.
What is your dream? What are you going into school for?
Okay, so
I don't know.
I am pre-dental, so I'm finishing. So I'm basically like, there's just so many prereqs for dental school that's almost its own degree. So I'm taking a general studies degree with the emphasis of science and math, to encompass all my stuff that I need for dental school, and then I'm trying to apply to professional school, dental school, and be a doctor. So I really like that field, and I've been dreaming about working with teeth. Like, everybody has their one thing. I'm like, my one thing is teeth. Like, I love teeth. I love talking about teeth. I love learning about teeth. Like, oddly enough, like, fun facts. Like, I love the fun facts. I've always really enjoyed going to the dentist, and I had like a tragic experience that like literally like changed like.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. That's what got you into teeth, right?
That's what got me into teeth.
Okay, so
all right, listen
go,
up, people.
Yeah, go into it.
The situation is this. All right, and also Jessica.
Oh, first name. Oh, calling her out.
Okay,
last name.
Okay, I won't give out last names. But I saw her like years later. I was at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru because I was working there, and we just made eye contact, like, and I was like, anyways, what had happened was I was in 8th grade, so I was in like junior high school, and it was like literally the end of the day, and also I'm out of breath.
You got all the time. You're all right.
It was the end of the day, and we had like PE class, and for PE class, like, you have to have like, we had these like uniforms, so you had to switch in and out of your uniform like after each class time. So we had just done with PE, and we were walking into the locker room, and the locker room was in the basement where it was like cement. And as I was walking like to my locker, I was like taking off my shirt because I was like, we need to get undressed. And at the time, it was very popular for people to trip you. Like, they would like, you would have like you would be walking, and they would just like hook their foot and like hold your foot back, and then you would fall. Mm-hmm. So since my hands were up in my shirt, and I obviously didn't have hands, I fell like on my face. And when I fell on my face, I ended up breaking like my 2 front teeth and like the side tooth. Aye. Like, they're like, my front teeth like gone. Like, I was really lucky to even like have them. Also, like, if you ever have a major accident with your tooth, like, you literally just like rinse it and put it back in the socket, like, because you want it to stay in, because if it stays out too long, like, it'll die. But like, if you like literally catch it from the ground and like keep it there, like, you can save your tooth. Oh. So mine were like super, super loose. Like, my dentist could have literally plucked out my 3 teeth. But I like saw myself. Well, I saw my teeth on the ground, and I was like, "What the actual crap?" Like, I was so shocked that I had broken something off my body, especially teeth. Like, you don't grow them back; they don't heal, they don't come back together. So then, I went to the emergency dentist. I had emergency surgery because my gums were in bad shape. And my dentist and I had a really close relationship, and he's like, "Oh, I just wish I could just punch that little kid that did this to you," because I had really nice teeth, like natural teeth. And I really thought, like, in my little kid brain that I was gonna have like broken teeth forever. And then I was really surprised to find out there's like composites and like veneers that exist. And it like restored so much confidence. But I had like metal wires and stuff like that for a while just to like hold them in place. I've had like such extensive dental work because of it that I never would have had if it wasn't for this. And I still deal with it to this freaking day. Like, I have composites since that accident, which is like basically like they bond like like fake tooth to like your real tooth. And then like they're about to age out, so they're like, you either need composites or you need veneers. So like cosmetically I wouldn't want to get veneers, but like that's like the more heavy duty thing than composites, so I'm gonna have to fork over like a lot of freaking money.
A couple grand, right? Because you
more than a couple.
You had to get Invisalign because of your teeth,
I
right?
would never have had braces if it wasn't for I need to, my bite was so off. So they said that if I were just to get veneers, then my bite would like break like the veneer. So I had to realign like my teeth, and then to get prep me for veneers. But veneers are like, we're talking like $6,000-$7,000
each, like a tooth.
Not a
or
tooth, like for the whole job. I would say, but that's a lot of money that
is a lot of money.
I don't have because I'm a college student.
Yeah. So right now you have the composites?
Yeah, I have composites, and they're like super shocked. Like, also I take a lot of good care about my I take good care of my teeth. So like I have not had trouble with my composites. Like every time I tell them like they're like X amount of years old, they're just like, what the crap? Because it's so unheard of. Like you just don't keep composites for that long.
Yeah, if you know Karen, she'll like randomly just she probably has floss on her right now.
No, I don't have floss on me,
You have floss in the car though. Ready to go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like don't open like Coke bottles. Like don't like pick or just like bite your nails. Like that's just so bad for your teeth.
Or like whenever you're opening a package and it's too hard to get with your hands. Sometimes you grab
just grab some scissors.
Grab scissors. Like you know, like the ice pops, like the bolis.
Yeah.
Grabbing it with your teeth and opening it, that's super bad for your teeth. But
it's the little things that we don't know.
Yeah.
Like on Sunday when we went over to Lafayette for Father's Day, we went over to Gabby's side of the family, and she told me that one of her cousins.
No, I don't know if I want to hear it. I don't know.
Opened a beer bottle with their teeth.
I would literally freaking faint. Like I would be like.
She told me that he couldn't get it open and that he just went. And I'm like, bro, like
it's not worth it.
Why, dude?
It's just not worth it, man. Like,
because like it hurts a lot to crack a tooth, right? It's like just nerves.
Well, it depends because you do have each tooth has a nerve.
Yeah,
so.
it depends if how far it cracks, you know.
Oh yeah, and then you don't want to mess with that because then you have to get a root canal. And I had a root canal, and I'd rather get my wisdom teeth taken out like over and over again than get a root canal. I was so uncomfy, like it was just not fun.
Have you had your wisdom teeth taken out, Pablo?
Yeah. I had mine in boot camp.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
I got mine taken out in boot camp, and I didn't get knocked out or nothing. I was awake. They just numbed my mouth super bad. So I was awake just like while they were digging in my mouth.
Hell no.
Honestly, it was so relaxing because I was like halfway through boot camp, and I was just so tired. I could have honestly fell asleep.
That's disgusting.
While they were taking out my wisdom teeth. It felt so good,
Listen,
dude.
I love teeth, but we paid extra for me to get knocked out. I said, no, sir.
Bro, I have a video of you, like, being knocked out and, like, waking up.
Oh, dude, if we can find the video, you should put it in here. You get a good laugh
I have it on my Snap, I think. You want me to put it up?
Yeah, you can put it up. I think it's kind of funny because, dude, to make this appointment happen, like, literally, it took me being married. Dude, he basically had me hostage all night because... I have severe like anxiety over being like knocked out. So like heaven forbid, I don't know how this
because you were gonna get it done before, but you purposefully.
I've had two. Okay, prior to me getting my wisdom teeth out, I had 2 appointments. The first appointment, I think I just didn't go. I was just like no,
nah, I'm not going to that.
I was just flaked, right? The second appointment, my dad got the day off work. Like my dad was looking to scoop me up. I literally got so many texts of encouragement. They're like, "You got this," because everybody knows. If you know me, I have like severe anxiety when it comes to just procedures. So then that morning I was taking care of my sister Emily. She was little, and then like you have to fast. Like you can't eat because you could literally puke in like while you're like under, and then you can just like suffocate and die. So that's why they tell you like you literally cannot have zero anything. So then I go and Emily's eating goldfish, and I was like, oh, I really want goldfish. I literally just took one. I took one goldfish, and my dad picked me up. We went to the appointment, and the lady was like, have you like ate or drank anything? I'm like, I had one goldfish, and she's like, And she's like, let me talk to the doctor. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Talks to the doctor. Doctor's like, yeah, no. Like, you can't.
That sucks because I bet the whole day you were like so anxious about it. You were already there. You're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to get this done.
I don't know if I subconsciously did that. Like, and my dad, I was like,
your dad had a day off
like,
work.
Apá, no van a hacer la cita. And my dad's like, why? And I was like,
I was pissed.
I had a go pitch. Bro, if I would have been like 12, I would have got my ass beat. But because I was a good girl, I did it. My dad did not talk to me for like 2 days. And then everybody was like hitting me up, like, oh, how did your appointment go? Like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I still have them. Like, I still have my teeth.
Yeah.
Bro.
So then once we got married,
When we got married,
we had her
they're
teeth set up.
like, you have to get them out. And I said, okay, fine. And we had insurance.
Yeah, and I literally like watched her like a hawk to make sure that she didn't
all
eat
night,
anything.
he barely
drink
slept.
anything crazy. No, dude, I had like my ears open.
I think he was like grabbing my hands to make sure like I wouldn't freaking move like a freaking little kid.
Well, no, because in the military, like I also got the day off work, but not by leave, because I talked to my gunny, my staff sergeant, and they let me just not come in.
And that's like rare for
military, dude. That's
right?
That's
Christmas.
They might as well give me like the lottery ticket, bro. A winning lottery ticket. And I was like, dude, I am not gonna let this day go to waste. So like I was holding her at night and like making sure she didn't eat anything. And then we went and she finally.
Dude, I don't think I slept a wink. I was so freaking anxious, and I we were like driving to the office, and I just was in shock. I'm like, I can't believe like nothing fell from the sky. Like I didn't like what. Like I'm actually here. I was pissed. And I was crying. I was literally crying before we even got there. And then, bro, we went to the freaking office and they're like, okay, like we're gonna get started. Like, can you leave the room to him? And I literally was like, and I like they were talking to me and I was like bawling my eyes out like hysterically the whole time. And then they had to read like for legal purposes, like, oh, just you know how like you see medication online, you like
just in case,
like you might hemorrhage and freaking die. Like they were like reading me all the what ifs, and I was like,
oh my goodness, I bet that was making it so much worse.
Literally, I'm like, why did you have to tell me? Like I'm already super anxious about it. Like why did you have to tell me? And then my doctor was like, oh, like I don't even know. He asked me a question, and then like they were gonna put the needle in my arm to like knock me out, and I was like, I think I was like grabbing him. I was like, and then he was like, oh, so what's your favorite? And I literally woke up and I was like, what the fuck? Like that's the trippiest shiz ever, just to wake up from a surgery and you're just like.
So how did you feel afterwards?
Dude, I was an amazing patient. Getting me there is the hard part. Afterwards, dude, I'm so easy to take care of. I was not alive,
bro. I can say that for being like only being able to eat like mashed potatoes or whatever, she did great. She slept 90% of the time.
Yeah, you didn't hear a peep out of me.
Yeah, dude. She literally would wake up, eat mashed potatoes that I got from like a fast food restaurant over there. I forget what it's called.
Bojangles.
Bojangles. So she would eat the mashed potatoes from there and like a biscuit, or maybe not even the biscuit, but just the mashed potatoes. She would get up to use the restroom, and she would take her like Percocet or whatever.
Hydrocodone, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was on some shit.
Well, whatever drugs he gave you for the pain. I think
it's hydrocodone most of the time. But
okay, but yeah, she would take that. She would watch an episode of something. Halfway through, she would fall asleep for like 5 hours. Dude, it was great.
Yeah, that was the same experience when Gabby got hers taken out, but we had to drive all the way to Lafayette to do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because her mom was there and they were doing under her mom's insurance, and they had already booked an appointment over there. So we went over there. I think her appointment was at 2:00, somewhere around there. Yeah. And we went. Me and her mom drove her there, and then on our way out, we went to her grandma's. She just sat on her grandpa's like reclining chair, and she just went to bed.
Yeah.
Was she saying anything crazy?
She was just like, I want ice cream,
Oh, that reminds me. I had a whole freaking meltdown because the Cold Stone was closed.
Ooh.
And I remembered that. I'm like, as soon as we're out of here, we're gonna have Cold Stone.
We went to. I picked her up, and then I meant to get gas before I picked her up, but I left a little late, or there was traffic or something, and I couldn't. So I picked her up, and then afterwards we went to go get gas. And on the way to get gas, she was saying that she wanted to go get Cold Stone. So I was like, okay, we'll go. Let me just pump gas. So as I was pumping gas, I was like, all right, cool. I put the Cold Stone on the GPS, and we went. I think the online it said it was open. So when we showed up, it was closed.
Ooh, I would have been so upset.
Pissed.
I was bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, and then she was talking about how she wanted to go to the gym.
You could say I wanted to get a tattoo or something. I don't even
I don't know. But you see, you wanted to take like 5 scoops of pre-workout and do every single body part that you have. You want to train all of it.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
But it was so nice. Like, didn't have any like dry socket. Like, it was such a smooth experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was great. 10 out of 10 would do it again.
Well, now that you know what it's like.
Yeah, now that I know what it's like, I think I would still bawl my eyes out. Like, just the process of getting knocked out. That's why I'm like, dude, if I have a C-section, I don't know, man. It's just like, once I'm in there, I'm okay. It's just the needles, everything, like the adrenaline. Oh, I cannot do adrenaline. I kind of puke. I just can't. That's why I can't do roller coasters, because I can't handle that like feeling.
Yeah.
Because adrenaline. That hormone is too much for me. I just can't.
Yikes! I haven't gotten mine taken out yet.
You still have them, but they don't bug you, right, or anything?
As far as now, they haven't bothered me.
I think as long as they don't bother you and they're not crowding your mouth and not causing anything,
well,
they're
I
all
think
right.
the U.S. is the like #1 country to like pull out wisdom teeth. Like, nobody else does it as much. Like, they're like, if basically rule of thumb, they don't bug you, then that's fine, unless you have like an overcrowded mouth or like X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
then
I know in the military, they just, if you have your wisdom teeth, they just automatically take them out.
yeah.
Oh, really?
It's easier just to just get it over with than have a medical issue later that can cost them more money.
Yeah,
because there's not really like a negative side of just going in and taking them out, right? It just takes
they're
away
just like
what
extra
would-
teeth, I think. And plus over there, it's a bunch of like Navy doctors, Navy dentists that I'm sure could use the experience to take out wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I got operated on by like a fresh college student.
Oh, no, I'm not surprised. Like,
I
honestly,
would not
probably.
doubt.
But yeah, that's the situation. That's, dude, me and medical anxiety, I just can't. Well, I've had like a big fear of getting blood drawn, but like getting pregnant, like definitely, like I get my blood drawn.
You can't avoid it.
You can't avoid it. I've got my blood drawn like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Have you felt better about it?
I still tell him that I think I can just like give myself like a little pep talk and just like I already know how I am, and I already tell them, I'm like, hey, I flinch, by the way, and like I'll just look away because like I get a lot of anxiety. They're like, okay, but dude, phlebotomist, amazing, especially at the office that I go to. Like, they're old. When I see an old lady, like an old grandma, she's about to take my blood, I was like, dude, I'm about to literally not suffer. Like, you're gonna be great to me.
It was like butter, huh?
Like butter, like literally so easy.
So when you give birth, do they not like stick IVs in you and stuff?
No, they do. My whole hand will be covered in IVs. I get one in here and one over here. I think. I don't
when
know.
you're covered, can you move your hand around, or is it supposed to stay still?
I'm not really sure. I've never given birth, so I don't know.
I know. I'm just saying, because I know sometimes like when you get stuck, like, or whatever, you can't move it, because then like the needle just goes right through your arm or something.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just remember my mom had a bunch of them right here.
Yeah. But it's nothing like in your veins up here, right?
I think they might draw blood. I hope not. And maybe if you have complications and you need fluids or something, then they would. But maybe they don't. Well, I think, maybe they do it out of precaution, because in that way you're already,
like, if something happens,
you're already hooked up. You already, maybe I've seen like empty, like here or here, like they have the needle in, but they're empty. They're not hooked up to anything. Just in the case you have a medical emergency, they can like hook you up really quick to like an IV.
Yeah, that makes sense, because if not, if while it's happening and they try to hook you up and
or
stuff,
like imagine like you're convulsing or something, and like you're just like you obviously like you'll be like fucking so hopefully not. Hopefully labor goes smoothly.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I hope so.
I hope so. We don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So how's it been so far? You were 20 weeks in?
20 weeks in.
20 weeks in.
Almost 20 weeks out.
So you're at the halfway point?
I'm at the halfway point.
How are you feeling?
Crazy.
Better. Honestly, thank God, like the nausea, like it's still there, but it's not as like prominent. Which I'm just like, bro, like everybody always gets done with their nausea like the first trimester, and I'm like well into my
you're
second
getting
trimester.
way better. Like,
dude,
you're
so
able to
much
keep
better.
meals down. If something grosses you out, you're able to hold it in and not just automatically
Lose my
throw up.
stomach.
Yeah.
Well, also it helps that like when you first get pregnant, like you don't know any of your triggers. Like you don't know like, oh shit, like the coffee like makes me puke. Like, for me, like I cannot eat fast food right now because I just can't hold it in. Like
just like the smell of the grease, or is it just?
No, I'll eat it and enjoy it, but my stomach just doesn't like it. It'll just like reject it.
Yeah.
So like now I know, I'm like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be eating fast food, you know, or maybe I kind of can look at the food and be like, okay, that's gonna stick with me, or like, oh no, it's not. Or also like you know how when you eat, like, I don't know about you, but I always like growing up would clean my plate. Like I would never really leave anything behind, like not even a bite or anything.
Like no sobraderas.
No, and then like when you're like now that I'm pregnant, like if I try to push through and finish every last bite, like.
It's coming back out.
If I can push it, if I can make it through, like I'm gonna puke in like a minute. Mm-hmm. But most of the time, like I already start gagging, like as I'm eating, and I was like, okay, then I've had enough. Like, so it's kind of weird. Like,
and then her leftovers, normally I'll just take them to work. I'll just add it to whatever I'm taking for work, and then I'll just eat it.
Also, I eat like nothing. I literally eat so little, which if you know me in real life, I have had a really big appetite. So it's so sad to see like how much food I eat.
You know, there's a sandwich shop called Potbelly.
I heard of it.
It's over in Noblesville on the way to go to Val's place. And they have like a large, regular, and like a small sandwich. She had a small sandwich. She ate half of it for lunch and half of it for dinner. Dang. Because it filled her up.
It was so sad.
Yeah.
That's weird because I would think like you would be eating like double of what you normally would.
No, well, obviously that's a myth. Like you're not really supposed to eat.
I think it's supposed to be like an extra 300 to 400 calories.
No, I think it's an extra 100. I think it depends where you are in your trimesters. Like the first trimester, like you don't need to eat extra. Second trimester, I think it's like 100, 200, and then third trimester you maybe a little bit more. But I like lost my appetite, which is so weird for me. Like I don't really eat a lot. Like I'll eat my 3 meals and that's it, and I won't really snack.
Oh, but you better not miss a meal.
I better not miss a meal because I'll be fucking pissed. But as long as I have 3 meals, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, since your appetite has been like very small, what has been like the go-to like thing that you haven't gotten tired of, or like when you get it you're like, yes, like I can finally eat this? Nothing?
Yeah, your breakfast.
Oh yeah.
I make it for you almost every morning.
Okay, whenever you're home. Okay,
yeah, when I'm home, I make it for you.
I forget. I'm like, I have no constants in my life. No, this
you literally wake up every morning and you're like, as soon as you wake up, your first words are, "I'm hungry."
Yeah, I cannot go. Like when I wake up, I have to eat within the 30-minute mark, 10-minute mark, because I start getting like super like nauseous, or like my stomach starts to hurt. Like I start feeling kind of bad. But basically, it all started because I was like, bro, I could not find a breakfast that I could keep in. And it turns out like a lot of fruit early on was like too acidic for me. So then I'm just like, I couldn't have strawberries. I couldn't really have like pineapple or mango or anything. So we just went to the basic Jane, just like your typical banana and con leche with milk. And we would just do that. But now I was like, bro, I need to get some more protein in because I'm not really into like meat right now. Like meat is so gross.
When during pregnancy, protein is a very important like macronutrient to get.
Yeah. So then now in the morning, I'll do a banana, and then I'll do Greek yogurt, and then milk, and then like lots of ice, and then I'll have a smoothie. And then, very important, I realized that sourdough does matter, like where you get it from. Because I got it from the farmer's market and it was like not good. We got it from Costco. It was like also not good. Yeah. And then the only sourdough I really like right now is from Aldi's. Dude, they didn't have it last week or the week before, and it was a crisis. It was just like not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I'm like, and it has to be like on the comal, and it has to be with Kerrygold butter. Specific. It cannot be the other butter because I don't like it. It has to be Kerrygold butter. If you haven't tried Kerrygold butter, you really should go to like Costco or some.
Or, I mean, they sell that at Walmart too.
Or Walmart because it's like really so good. It's like
it's a little bit more expensive, but it's totally worth the flavor, bro. It's organic, right? Or something. I don't know. It's Swiss.
Yeah,
Swiss
it's not from the U.S.
Swiss butter.
It's super like dark yellow. Like you can tell like the quality difference. I can taste the quality difference, especially because I'm pregnant. Because I like, dude, my sense of smell and my taste is like
it was already pretty good, and now that you're pregnant, it's way better.
Yeah, I can I can take a fucking German Shepherd's drop from the.
You're out here sniffing cocaine.
Yeah, literally.
You're like, I can smell what's in my shake right now.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. So yeah, I guess that's like the only constant. I have had that breakfast for like 3 months because bananas
like every day,
because for a while bananas were the only fruit I could eat without throwing up. So, and I like love fruit, but it wouldn't let me back. So
Yeah.
I could only do bananas. So that's
so it's literally just like two pieces of sourdough bread.
With a smoothie.
One side's toasted, and then while one side's getting nice and toasted, I put butter on the other side, and I just flip it over on the thing,
Like
and I
fry
just
the
let
butter on
it
it.
toast in there. And dude, and then that's our breakfast.
That
That
sounds
with the
really
banana
good.
smoothie.
Yeah,
and
that's so
bam.
good. That's like basically, and also I like sandwiches have been keeping me alive. But I recently
But your
got yelled
OB
at. My
said-
OB, because apparently you can't have deli meat. Like if you do have deli meat, it has to be heated up, and she ruined it for me because I don't want like hot meats. Like that's gross.
Hot deli meat is weird.
That's
I would
disgusting.
never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because like raw meat. It's the fact that it's raw.
Okay.
Like
It's not raw. It's there's supposed to be like a bacteria that can grow on it. I'm not eating sketchy meats. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go to like the freaking dumpster and get like a sketchy meat. But they're like there's some sort of bacteria that they're scared for me to get. You just have to be really careful because any bacteria or food poisoning that you could get can be like life ending for your child, I guess.
You just have to be super careful about it. So what's been the thing that like your doctors have told you that you won't be able to eat that you like completely were devastated about?
Nothing really. To be honest, like I don't think. Like it's not like I drink a lot before, so I didn't miss
No, I
drinking.
mean you weren't big into alcohol.
We ate sushi like every like once
And
a year,
drinks?
twice a
Yeah,
year.
and sushi's okay as long as it's from a reputable place. And you trust their sushi is fine.
I won't get sushi from Walmart, but like if I go to like a really nice place, like
Like a fancy restaurant that actually takes care of the fish.
Did you drink a lot of energy drinks before you were
I was
pregnant?
just about to get
I
into
can't do
that,
energy
yeah.
drinks. I got
Yeah, she
shamed
got.
for it.
Yeah,
Okay, my doctor. Keep in mind, she's an angel. She's so nice.
she's a very sweet lady.
I don't even know her name, to be honest.
Her last name is Zelensky.
Zelensky?
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty
I
cool
remember
last
that
name.
because it's the presidents of Ukraine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's it. That's my doctor. She's so sweet. She's literally okay. Like, I don't know. You know how you're always just rushed out of doctor's offices? Like they just don't give you the time. Like that lady like sits and looks at my soul for like 5 minutes. It's like you don't have anything else to say, and I'm like,
Yeah.
She's like, are
No.
you sure?
Yeah, and the cool thing what I like about her is that she'll just bring something up that she mentioned like 5 or 6 weeks ago, and then she'll be like, "What?" And then her doctor would be like, "Yeah, remember you said this," and then all of a sudden she remembers. She's like, "Oh yeah, like I did." He's like, "Oh yeah, that's not an issue anymore."
yeah, she's
So,
great.
like,
I
she
love my
pays
doctor.
attention, and it makes you feel good that you're being looked after.
Yeah, I didn't
buddy.
want this kind of birth. I didn't want to be taken care of by an OB. I wanted to have a midwife and do like just like more like I wanted to have like this spiritual birth, like just
Like at home?
No, I wouldn't say at home, but like at a birthing center.
Uh-huh.
And just like just a very natural birth, but just how the cards lined up this pregnancy, like I just can't, because obviously like sometimes it's covered under insurance, sometimes it's not, and I know like my birth right now is 100% covered, so my kid will be free or
Yeah.
very close to free.
Very close to free at least.
So I'm like, okay, maybe for baby number 2 I would do like this like spiritual like home birth with like a midwife and like a doula and all these things, but
Yeah.
Like as far as like natural birth, you wouldn't do any medications for that?
No, not for the next birth. I want to experience a medicated birth and unmedicated birth. So this one will be my medicated one, and then maybe, I don't know, for all I know, I have this freaking good pain tolerance. I don't know, like maybe not. We'll see.
It wouldn't be like you.
I don't know. You just don't
Yeah.
know. Like
You're very sporadic. It could happen. Who knows?
I don't know. Like I just when times give like I've had little to none like medical emergencies that I would consider. I'd be like, oh, okay, that's how I would act. Like I don't know. Like I've never given birth. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know if I'll be in like a good headspace to control the pain. I'm trying to take a course. It's called what is it called? Pain-free labor or something or other. Basically like you can like hypnotize yourself like and like put yourself in like this like cool mindset. I don't know, I'm just trying to, like there's a reason why you experience all those pains like for birth, like there's a reason, and like the benefits and stuff like that, like I would be able to push better with that medication. Just a lot of like the hormones that get released, like I've done a lot of research on them, and like it sounds really nice, and it'd be really good to like good growing experience for like, and also for my bond like with me and my child. But I don't know, maybe that will motivate me not to get an epidural But who knows? I'm not opposed to it. I really don't know. I've been very chill with this pregnancy. Like, I just kind of go with the flow.
Mm-hmm. Like the day of, I feel like you just, like you said, go with the flow.
Yeah.
Like if you do end up needing an epidural, you're gonna take it. You're not gonna be against it.
Yeah. Like, and if I
Nice.
don't need it,
Then
what
you
if
don't
I
need
have
it.
a quick and heavy birth and
Yeah,
then I'm done?
yeah, you never know.
I just don't know.
Yeah, because it could be one that's really intense and like 40 hours long, or it
Yeah.
could be just like 8 hours of pushing and then
I mean,
kind of slides right out.
physically speaking, like, since I'm a first-time mom, like, it's gonna take me like a while supposedly to birth, but like that doesn't mean that's the case for like 100% of women. So,
But you can do stuff to make the birthing process go easier.
I don't
right?
know. I'm gonna do like dates for sure, and then raspberry leaf tea. I think I've heard it's all. Okay, listen. I'm very science based. Like, I very much so believe in science because obviously, like, I'm taking so much freaking science classes.
Uh-huh.
But I also, like, I'm like, this can't hurt, right? Like some dates and raspberry leaf tea. Will I put
Because
on
at the
my
end of the day,
face?
like dates
No.
is just fruit, you
Yeah.
know. So if it doesn't work, hey, you're still eating healthy.
Yeah,
you know?
it was a good treat. So
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Awesome.
But I'm not putting like all this hope in like
The dates and the green tea or whatever is gonna make it go by super smooth.
yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like, doesn't walking or anything like that help?
Well, yeah, I'm supposed to be getting a lot of exercise. And trust me, before I was your exercise queen. But now, dude, my first trimester, there was no way in hell. There was just no way in hell.
But you also have to look at the factors because you're full time in school. So
Yeah.
like full time
And
in
you're
school.
growing a literal baby 24/7.
Dude, the first time, I've enjoyed a good nap here in my lifetime, but like I've never been a napper. But freaking first trimester really did a number on me because
Yeah.
I was puking. So first of all, I don't even had no business at a gym because I had not enough food in my stomach. I would eat like 500 calories a day, like at the thick of my puking.
Jeez.
Like I would
Oh,
be shaking fucking.
Do you want to mention what you take to help, like at nighttime, for
Also,
your?
a crime because I'm on TikTok and I know so many moms, and why did nobody tell me? Literally, I suffered for like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
That was so rude.
You need to make your own TikTok
I'm
and
pissed.
give them the facts.
I've been telling you.
I'm pissed.
Like you have to put it out there because it's super like what's it called? Like it's stuff
like
that's
common
approved.
and
Yeah, because I
approved.
looked it up and it's all like it's the best things you can take over the counter stuff. So go ahead and say what it is.
Well, I don't know what it's called. You're the
Okay,
one that knows what it's called.
so I was really fed up with her not eating, and dude, I was so stressed. I was on the other side of the table. I think were we still in school? No, I don't think so.
Oh, it was on Becca's birthday. Remember, that was probably the thick of like my sickness
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
was just like, I was starting to like shake because I just had not eaten in a few days. And also like the stuff that I had a safe food and that safe food like did me dirty and I
Yeah.
puked it. And I was so upset because I'm just like, this was like my last hope. Like I
Yeah.
cannot keep anything down.
Yes. So then I did some searching because I'm like, dude, she has to eat. So then there's this. So vitamin B6 is an important one, and then there's this sleeping aid called the Unisom, and anybody can take it, and
Great.
it's all it is a sleeping aid, but the combination of the Unisom and the B6 together helps with nausea so much, and ever since then she's able to keep food down. I mean, some days are better
Okay,
than
some
others,
days are better
but
than others, but at least
you're at least getting like 1,500 calories
yeah,
or something, you know.
hopefully, I don't know. I really hope so. I
Has your
get full
doctor
really
told you
fast.
to track your calories just so like you make sure you're
No.
taking them in?
I've lost weight. I haven't gained
Yeah.
any weight yet in my pregnancy.
Yeah, well, because every time we go in, they weigh her, and I don't think it's
they haven't flagged me, so
yeah,
I've been. I was like, oh, because every time I go, I lose more and more weight, and I've been just like waiting to be like reprimanded and be like, all right, you gotta get on like this
Yeah.
diet, but like she doesn't. She's super chill, so I was like, okay, as long as you don't yell at me and everything's okay, then that's fine.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but that Dumasom, what's it called?
Unisom.
Unisom. That
yeah.
Unisom, oh, I can even now I can tell a difference when I don't take it. Like when I don't take it, I'm more like sensitive to like taste, texture,
Smells.
Like it's a lot harder for me to eat the next day. I do not sleep nearly as well. Like
So do you
very
take it every
restless.
day?
Yeah, I take it. I've only missed it twice. Dude, the day before your wedding,
Uh-huh.
that was
Oh,
the first time I
no.
missed my prenatal, my B6. and
B6.
the Unison. I missed all 3 of those.
How were you feeling all day?
Bro, I was literally scared. I was like, oh
and it was the night of the rehearsal dinner too, and I was like, oh,
I
well, no, you ate a little bit. Like you picked to try, but you couldn't eat it because it was gonna make you throw up because you didn't take that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really eat much that day, and I was like, bro, for Gigi's wedding, I have to take these pills because I puked at the end of rehearsal dinner. I ended up puking.
Yeah, I know you ran out. Oh yeah, because somebody on the staff that worked there at the stables was a front desk lady at Earhart and recognized her.
Oh,
yeah.
I think Jackie, the lady who owns the stables, used to be a principal at one of those schools.
Well, she's like, you went to Earhart, didn't you? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I remember your sweet little face. I was like,
What?
oh my God.
I know, that was crazy.
That's so
And she's literally watching her throw up because she's pregnant, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, so,
you know.
But the next day was a lot better. Like the next day, like your actual wedding, because I remember
you actually ate.
Yeah, actually ate. I didn't eat when I got there because you just can't. If I'm like not hungry, I just can't push it. Like I just like saved it.
The food wasn't out. Oh no, it was when you got there. The food was
and,
out. Yeah.
I just saved a plate, and I'm like, this will be like later. Oh, I ended up puking at your wedding too.
Oh no! What was it? The food that you ate?
No, it wasn't the food. The day before, Andy introduced me to these chips. They're super good, and I will consume them again once I'm done being pregnant, but I can't handle a lot of spicy. It was just so acidic, so spicy.
Yeah.
And, oh, dude, I had been drooling. There were, like 10 chips left in that bag. Had them folded to it. My mouth is
drooling right now.
They're so good, but they do be so dirty, so I just can't eat them. And then I had the meal that I saved, and then I had, like, the chips. And the chips, like, did it for me. And I was like, gosh dang it.
Yeah.
I didn't even eat that many. It was so rude.
No, you literally only had, like, 10 chips
like,
in there
not
left.
even 10 chips. Like, it was, like, literally, like, the crumbs on the bottom.
What were the chips?
I don't know.
It was Takis, but instead of, like, the regular Takis, they were, like, habanero flavor, I think.
No. They were the habanero ones because I don't like
the Did he take him to the rehearsal? I remember
Yeah.
trying
They're, like,
some.
the kettle something, but they're
Oh,
spicy.
yeah. They were kettle popped Takis. And bro, they weren't like that spicy. I mean, they had spice obviously, but they were really like lemony.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so
Come
good.
to find out, I just can't have like kettle chips or like chips because they're too oily, and oily stuff is what oily and spicy. Like really
it
don't
messes you up.
You think that's why fast food fucks you up? All the oil.
Probably, yeah. Cause I don't know. Like we had. What did we have? I don't know. It's okay. We don't have to talk about it.
Okay.
It's so dirty. Yeah, that was gross. So I don't know. She also gave me stronger meds because I was like, she told me continue to take those supplements. Like if it's doing you well, she's like, do you want me to prescribe you something harder, like more? And I was like, you saying I can feel better? I was like, dude, give me the drugs.
Sign me up.
And then she was like, but the trade-off is that you get constipated. And I was like, it's okay. I think I'll pass. Like, it's fine. I go the next time and I'm like, lady, I'm still puking. And then she was like, okay, let me like order you like this medication. I don't know what it's called, but dude, she was not, I don't know why I always think, nausea? Like, I won't get nausea. Like, constipated? I don't get constipated. Bro, that shit sucks so bad.
It was like she went like 2 weeks.
Like 2
without
weeks.
pooping?
Dude, I was so miserable. So miserable.
Yeah, dude. And she only took the pills like once or twice.
Dang, those are strong.
Yeah,
and
for 2 weeks it messed her up.
And I get fiber. Like I get fiber. And
especially now that you eat a bunch of fruit.
Dude.
Like coffee wouldn't do anything.
Were you puking during that time?
Yeah.
Or was it...
No, exactly. I was still puking, so I was constipated and puking, and I'm just like, this was literally pointless.
You're like, now I'm just constipated.
Yeah. This just made me constipated.
Yeah. So then she's like, how your medication? Like, do you love it? I'm like, no. I took it twice.
Like, lady, I can't shit.
I was like, no way, Jose. Did it make me feel a little bit better? Like, yeah, actually, like a lot better. But that was terrible. So I won't be taking those again.
Yeah, it's okay. The Unisom and the B6 have been doing you wonders.
She said that there was other medication. I'm like, why did you give me the one that makes me constipated? Like, if
Well,
there
no,
was
you
other
you
options-
didn't ask if the other ones were
Well,
constipation side effects.
she was like, oh, maybe like these will agree with you a little bit better, and I'm like, no, like
It's okay. The way you're going now and you're
Yeah.
eating more now, it's okay.
I'm chilling. I'm
Yeah.
happy. I was so miserable. I feel so bad because I think a little bit of, like, you saw me at like one of my sickest points, and like we were over, and I literally like cried on your shoulder, and like
I remember
I
that.
don't
Yeah.
cry, and especially not on your shoulder. So I was down in the dumps.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw you. I'm like, oh no, I feel so bad. I was like, it's okay.
I was like, someone give me comfort because I'm literally about to kill myself.
Because I think
Yeah.
like as soon as you got here, you were already crying as soon as I opened
Yeah.
the door, and then you hugged me, and then you were like, I gotta go puke, and then you went to go puke.
Yeah, that was like the very first thing she did when we rolled up. Yeah.
So have you guys been buying like baby stuff? No.
If anybody wants to donate to the Paula Fox Baby Fund, like, let me know. Just
Well,
kidding.
we have people that have
GoFundMe in the
offered.
description.
Like AJ Huff, he offered. So
Yeah.
I should probably hit him up
Okay,
to see what he
here's the
has.
stitch. We're not trying to find out the gender of the baby.
That's kind of hard. Well, not
And
hard, but
it's fine. But the thing is,
Bro, okay,
why
so
secondhand clothes?
yeah, because like we can buy gender neutral stuff like greens, like grays, and like some other colors, right?
Just
At a
nudes.
store, but when it's expensive. But and she went to the yard sale the other day. She got 12 pieces of clothing, baby clothes, for $8. But at a garage sale, there's no like
It's like either trust
neutral colors
or princess. Like,
yeah,
you do
it's
not
either
have
like
in
super
between.
far boy or super far girl. So it's like what to do. So she bought a bunch of girl clothes, but we don't know the gender. If it's a boy, then it's gonna be
now
a
he's gonna be
bunch of
wearing
girl
girl
clothes.
No, we won't put. I will. There's just so many people that are having babies right now. I will give it. Like, it was super cute
Bro.
clothes.
Out of
sorry.
Like,
It's like
I took a really long dramatic pause, and your eyes got bigger and bigger. But what's it called? When you announced that you were pregnant, bro, slowly people from high school started announcing that they were pregnant, and then I'm
dude,
like, what
I
the
can
hell?
tell you 10 people, easy money, that are pregnant right now.
Yeah, and then Ethan from the Sidemen,
oh yeah,
he's
having,
having
a, girl.
baby, and then I'm like, what the heck?
It's
Everyone's
just
getting
baby season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day got everybody.
That's around the time we conceived, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, it really was a spicy year.
Yeah, it's the year after COVID, you know. So
But no, I mean, I'm not okay. Listen, I don't want. There's just so much product already out. Like, if for budget, for morals, for the environment, like, I would like love to, as much as possible, like, buy secondhand. Especially like baby items are so gently used because like they grow out of it so quickly. I'm like, why am I gonna pay this big fast fashion brands for like baby clothes that probably are already out in the streets? It's kind of fun, actually. It's like a hunt. Like, you're just like, ooh.
It's like
Yeah.
finding Pokemon cards.
Yeah, literally. It's a lot of fun.
except the resale value is not nearly as great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like really trying hard to like buy stuff secondhand, and it's kind of a challenge because I love crunching numbers. Like, I don't crunch important numbers. I'm like, oh, if I were to get a job with this salary, like, well, how many monies would I make? Like, it's so like it's so dumb. But I'm gonna make an Excel sheet. It won't be fancy, but an Excel sheet nonetheless. I just want to see like the data. I'm like, how much are
Like,
you how much are we gonna spend on this baby?
Yeah.
You know, there's not a budget in mind. Like, if the baby needs it, like, obviously we're gonna buy it. But I
Yeah.
think it's just fun, especially because like so many people like at lo mental will just like drop so much money on their babies.
Yeah, and we're also not trying to get like a bunch of like toys, just because that's a lot. Like, the baby realistically doesn't need a whole bunch of toys, just like it's a couple or whatever. And then I want to have a baby once they start like crawling and stuff that can like play in the grass or like play with sticks or something, you know.
So I know you guys originally said that you wanted to get like specific clothing for your baby. Are you guys still gonna do that?
What do you mean
Like,
specific clothes?
as far as like stuff that wouldn't make the babies like skin rash and stuff.
I think you're talking like cloth diapering, or like
I
what?
think so. I
Because
don't.
I've been kind of looking into that. I don't know. Like, I just don't know if that's gonna happen. I told my dad, and that was a hot button to press, because my dad was like, "We the 1800s." Blah, blah. I'm like, bro, it's just so much goddamn plastic. Like, it's just so much plastic, so much like that is going into like the world. And then he's like, everybody does it. I'm like,
That's
okay,
the reason.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, if that works for your family and whatever, like, good. I'm glad it works for you. I'm glad you're using diapers, but like, there's other alternatives. And I was just kind of like exploring the idea, or just like looking into it. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. But my dad was literally appalled, petrified, literally, like. So I don't know. I feel like I have so much time, so I'm just like, I just want a kid that like. I just don't want an iPad kid. That's just, I just don't want an iPad. Listen, I'm gonna give my kid an iPad, because at the end of the day, like, you know, it's like you can't deprive them of something that is so common.
Especially in this era, like they kind of like, I don't want to stunt their growth with technology either, but I don't want them to be like addicted to technology.
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, in this era, technology is a part of their life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I just can't be. That's so. And plus, I'm a student. Like, that's so unrealistic for me to be like, oh, my kid will never have an iPad. Will never see a show, and like, they will. But I don't know. I'm just kind of looking into it. I'm like, I have such great opportunity to like raise my kid differently than I grew up. Like, my dad's like, he's like, I did my best as an uneducated like immigrant that literally only went to school till like the 3rd grade. Like, this is the best I could do, and you have so much to offer your kids. Like, I have so much more education. Like, I know a lot more things. I have a lot more resources. Like, I can read. My dad doesn't know how to read Spanish or English. I can actually read.
Oh, really?
And like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he can barely write his name.
My mom taught him how to write his name, because he didn't know how to.
Dude, but like, he's a hustler. Like, he, without knowing any of that, like, he's gotten to the point he is now. You know, his house is fully paid off. Like, he goes to work. He does a bunch of remodeling in his house. I fully believe if he had gone through like college,
dude, imagine
and all
if my
that,
dad had a lick of what I had. Like,
bro, your dad would have
school,
been president of Mexico.
Yeah, dude, my
like,
dad
no
is
doubt,
great.
dude. He's a
and my mom.
hustler.
We can't knock my mom. My mom has been a super hardworking lady all her life. They're giving me like the best that they can. So I'm just like, that's why I'm like, I'm so like fortunate. I'm so lucky to be able to like read and like look at these parenting like guides or books and resources, and it's like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. As always, like, I feel like because we're the firstborn, like, everybody always kind of gives us like the weird eye, like, oh, you guys are like, you know, kind of beating your own path.
You're welcome.
Being the second born, I know that, like, well, not the majority, but some people do like look at you guys like, why are they doing that? And there's been points where I've like defended you guys. I'm like, just like, leave them alone. Like, that's their lives. Like, literally.
And then you literally, and then years later, you go down the same path, and you're just like, oh shiz, like, that's why they did that. That's why they created boundaries. That's why they like did this. And it's just like, it makes sense, but at like dude's time, like, you haven't, like, you're not very far off of the stage of life, but like, you know, like, one day you're gonna be a dad, and like, you're gonna see like, oh crap, like, dude, the mom guilt, the mom shame, all the mommy things, it's kind of scary out there.
Yeah.
But I'm convinced that I'm gonna squash the haters. You have to.
You've been squashing the haters your whole life, so
yeah, that's literally your middle name.
Well, now, because we were talking about it, and I was like, oh, dude, growing up, like, even my mom will be like, oh, you're not like that. You never defend yourself, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, she only knew, like, she only knew how much growing up I've done, and how much, like, character building I've had to do. Because if not, like, I literally wouldn't have made it. Like, I would not be where I am.
Yeah, it's hard to do because, I mean, you guys got married at a young age, so you guys did a bunch of character building together.
Yeah.
And Gabby and I have been dating for a while, so we did a bunch of character building together now too, especially since we started living together. And it's like, it's a different environment from like just being together and like actually doing what we want compared to like being at our parents' house. No like disrespect to them, but like the Mexican like Hispanic culture is like it's pretty tough. Toxic and like tough. So I think like at the end of the day, like it's gonna be your baby. You guys do whatever you want with your baby. Who the hell cares what everybody else says?
we're that's the path we're trying to go. Just do like raise how we think. Obviously, like if somebody says something or brings something up and it's like sound advice or whatever,
consider it.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But we'll like implement it.
For the most part, it's gonna be like how we want to do it, right? And I feel like that's with every baby. Like you raise it, it's literally your kid, so you do with like you raise the kid how you want.
Like some things might work, some things might not. Ooh, I cannot. If someone tells me I told you so, I'm cutting them out of my life because I can't. It's just like, gosh, like, is a person allowed to change nowadays? Like, is a person allowed to slightly be like, oh, you know what?
Like change your ideas.
Change your idea?
Yeah.
I'm like, heaven forbid. Like, come on. Like,
like you're telling me I'm supposed to think the same way for forever.
Right.
Like
it's like you're telling me I'm not supposed to grow. Like
yeah. Because then that means I should have stopped thinking at like 5. You know.
like sometimes like my dad will be like, oh, I told you like a long time ago, and I'm like, well, it was just not advice that I needed at that point in time, or maybe I did, but I just needed to like bang my head on something real quick and then figure it out for myself. Like I just can't, like, as much as like you have to like, see advice from people and like take it and just, you know, be like, all right, I'm not gonna do that because this is gonna happen to me. Sometimes you have to do the complete opposite, where you have to trip and then you'll be like, oh crap, like they were absolutely right. Like
you have to experience it for yourself in order to actually understand it.
Yeah. I don't know. And sometimes like you not taking people's advice can like put you in a way different path of, dude, if I would have listened to people who were saying, oh, you're too young, like you shouldn't be getting married, dude, what would be my life? I would not be
especially
in school.
because you wouldn't have moved out to North Carolina.
I wouldn't
with
have
me.
moved out to NC. I wouldn't, like, you know, like I have such a great relationship and I have so much peace in my life. Like, and I'm not saying my parents' house wasn't peaceful, but it was just way more responsibility, like different kinds of responsibility that I am fortunate not to have anymore. Like, you know, I don't know. I
understand. Yeah.
I just can't. It's like you just can't listen. You kind of have to beat to your own drum. And that's something I've been trying to take, especially now in my early 20s. You just have to beat to your own drum, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're full grown ass adults. Like we can make
we're
our own
literally
decisions.
we're gonna raise a child. Like that's like as adult as you get.
You're gonna be
married
parents.
and then child.
Yeah.
I said you're gonna be parents. Like literally. That's
so. Dude,
it's crazy.
I literally every time we go to ultrasound stuff, I literally feel like there's not a baby. There's just no possible way there's a baby inside of me.
It's gonna hit you as soon as.
And every time I see it, I'm like, oh my god, like how is that in me?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so shocking. Like
I go through phases of it's real, it's not. But specifically whenever we go to an ultrasound, I look at it, I'm like, wow.
I was like, dang, that's my baby.
Yeah.
Especially now because I'm starting to get like a lot more movement and stuff. Like
that's right. Have you been feeling kicks?
Yeah, I've been feeling movement
for a while now, but nothing that you can see on the outside. Like
or
even
feel.
Me, like I don't feel anything.
It scares the crap out of me. It feels so, dude. The first time I got kicked was the day before your wedding, and I was at like the eyebrow place, and I got kicked for the first time, and I was like, it was like, oh my god.
You're like, something's coming outside of me.
Dude, that's the weirdest feeling. Like nothing prepares you for that moment. It's just like, how am I experiencing this? Especially because like I've always like thought or like dreamt and like wanted a family, and I'm just like, I cannot believe I'm so grown. Like who told me I was grown
it's so
enough?
crazy because like when we were kids, we're like, oh yeah, like when I grow up, like I'm gonna have this. Is like that's like now.
We're grown up and we're here.
Yeah, it's so crazy to think about because like I said, like we would think like in the future, like
and the crazy thing is right now we feel grown up, but then like 10 years when we're 30, we're gonna look back and be like, dude, we were babies when we had a kid.
I think about the mentality that I had when I was 19 and when we were getting married, and I was like, dude, I thought I was literally so grown. And I'm just like, I look at myself now and I'm like, because I'm not just turned 20, and I look at myself now and I'm like, dude, at your literal age, I was over here being a housewife.
Yeah.
The audacity. Who told me to do that? Like,
you told yourself, bro.
I told myself, but I was like, how dare I? Like, and I don't know. Like, it made me grow up so much. Like, I had already grown up very quickly, but like even more so, like I like grew up a lot, and I don't know. Did
you kind of help raise your brother and your sister?
Yeah, like my parents worked a lot, so like for example, I would get the kids ready for school. Well, by kids I mean mostly Emily, because Emily was still little when I lived there. So I would get her ready for school, like do her hair, drive them to school, drop them off. Was it on time? Sometimes, not all the time, but I dropped them off
anyway.
Yeah. I think I have a memory of me waking up late because I was going through depression. I woke up late and like for the first day of their school, I dropped off Jamie like 30 minutes
Oh,
late,
no.
and Jamie was looking through me. He was like,
especially on the first day of school.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'll do better. I'll try to wake up a little bit earlier. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely help out with my siblings, and like that's why they had a really hard time when I got married and like left the house, because like my parents and I were like, you know, like this 3-man team, and like we all had really important pieces in our household.
Yeah, they relied on you for a lot.
Yeah, so then when I left, it was, for me, it was scary. For them, it was scary too. For my siblings, they were like, what the crap? Like,
yeah, it was the weirdest thing when, because Jamie doesn't show like a lot of like sentimental emotion, you know, like hard feelings, so to say.
not to you, but he's
well,
a, he's a
well,
little,
yeah.
he's a little sweetheart.
well, more recently, yes,
Mhm.
he just kind of exposes it now, right?
Mhm.
But when he was a little kid, not really, you know. It's like, and then whenever I proposed, I remember he just left to the back part of my parents' backyard and started crying.
He laid down and started crying. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that.
and I was like, wow, dude.
I know, like, it was a rough transition for all of us, but I mean, feels good. Like, we have some healthy boundaries, like, within my family that we've built, and like they've done a really good job of like
Respecting those boundaries.
and like growing with us and stuff like that. It's just whenever there's like new change coming into your life, that comes more boundaries, more like conversations, more things changing your relationship even more. I don't know if you guys felt that, or but like when I got married, I literally had like a mourning period. Like, I was mourning the change in my relationships with my family, because it was just, if I was like, oh, like my dad doesn't feel like my dad, my mom doesn't feel like my mom, like what is going on? Like, things are just changing. Like, I've never felt this before, but like now I feel very comfortable in a relationship, and like I know, like, obviously my mom and dad love me, but like things had to change.
Yeah, things have to change
to be able to evolve to what they are now.
Because like we're grown-ups now, like nothing's gonna be the same. Like it's gonna change for the better, and like at the end of the day, you guys are your own family now.
Yeah,
like they have their family and their kids. Now you guys are gonna have your family and your kids.
And what it is now is gonna change when the baby's born,
Uh-huh.
and when the baby goes to school, and then
I don't know. I feel like
years
this is
down
like
the road,
the next shift in like the car. Like this is probably like one of the I mean, there's gonna be change forever, but this is one of like, I feel like when we got married and then now that they become like grandma and grandpa, like I feel like that's a really big change in your relationship, because now like you no longer, like they're your parent forever, but you no longer need a parent. You need more of like a friend. You don't need the same
like a
sort
supporting
of
role,
like a supportive role, instead of like, oh,
because
like,
now
do
you're
this,
the role
do that,
of the parent.
like blah blah blah. Because now, I'm like in the driver's seat of my kid's life. Like I'm their parent. Like you're just a grandparent. You can tell me like your opinions, but you really can't do much, because like this is my kid. You know, I don't expect you to either.
Yeah.
Like I have to show up for my kid. You can show up if you want to. Like you're more than welcome, but you don't have to be there. Just. Unless I die, then please take my kid and like raise them. Pablo and I joke. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna die in labor, and like you're just gonna be stuck with our kid.
I don't joke. You joke.
Sorry.
Okay, I joke. You just have to. I have to prep the man. I'm like, you just can't. You can't expect the good.
I
of
can.
everything.
Yeah, I
die.
can. But you're not.
At least I know I'm O positive. So you tell him. I recently found out I'm O positive, and it was during the time we were doing Punnett squares, and he's O positive, and then I'm like, that means 100% our kid's gonna get O positive blood.
I don't know what blood type I am.
You don't know?
No,
I didn't know either until they told me. I was
until
like,
dude,
it was like the most like, because you learn. It's cool to know something about yourself. Like obviously, like
that's what I am.
These are your
cool.
insides. Like this is what you're made out of. But like to see, like, oh, I'm O positive.
Yeah. So how has that been with school and like being pregnant and everything?
Because I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. I literally have I have such a hard time like staying up during lectures. And dude, the peeing, ridiculous. I literally pee once an hour. Like it's ridiculous.
So your lectures are in person, right?
Yeah, I go to school 3 days a week, and then I go from 8:30 to 3:45, basically 4 by the time we get out. So that's a long time. And I just had to just like leave and pee. And then I would miss a slide or two because every summer class that we went to was literally 1 week's worth of material. So, dude, I fucking leave for like 3 minutes. I just
There goes a week.
there goes like
Yeah.
a whole day of PowerPoints. Jeez, like it's been hard. And yeah, I would just say it's weird because I'm just so tired. Like, I feel like the word tired just it's like not enough. It's like
You're exhausted.
like
You're
I'm exhausted. Like it's like overwhelming. Like my circuits are fried. Like
well, your body's working 24/7.
yeah. And then I get home and then I have to do more schoolwork and then like and then you want me to study? Like no way. Like no way. Like there's just no way. I have to go to bed.
How did the movie go yesterday?
Oh, we watched the dude, don't get me talking because I get mad.
It's called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Pablo had called me yesterday, like midday or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 4.
Yeah, asking us for our Hulu password because HBO Max, right?
I don't freaking know.
Something
HBO,
like that.
HBO.
Asking for our HBO Max password because Karen had
Extra credit assignment.
an extra credit assignment she had to watch a movie for, and that's what the movie was.
So if anybody needs a good movie to watch, that was definitely a good movie. Dude, I can't talk about it because I'll be here. Dude, a girl can chat. I can chat for like a long time. But especially like what John Hopkins had done to this like family, it's atrocious. Because like literally 2 spark notes. 1. So late, was it like in the 60s or whatever? Was it when there was this lady.
When Henrietta? Yeah, I think it was like 54, like 1954.
All right, Henrietta. She has cancer, cervical cancer. So then she went to Johns Hopkins to like get her cancer like tested.
Which is a hospital.
It's a hospital. Like if you don't know what it is, like where are you at? So Johns Hopkins.
I didn't know until I watched the movie.
No way. Okay, you're
you
not.
said Hawkins, and I thought of Stranger Things.
All right, peeps. So she goes or whatever. They do like not autopsies or just is that what it's called? I can't remember the word for it. Well, they like withdrew some of her cells and then they saw that these cells didn't die. Most of the time when you're studying cancer, and I don't know about now, but at that time, like they weren't able to perform or like do a lot of like cancer research because like once the cancer was not in the patient anymore, like the cancer would just die, like the cells like wouldn't like duplicate, like whatever, right? But her cells were immortal. So as long as they had the right environment and like the right like food and stuff like that, they would just grow and multiply. So what were they able to do? They were able to they're still alive today. Her cancer cells literally.
So it's based on a true story?
Yeah,
yeah, like this literally happened.
Basically, her cancer cells have helped, like a lot of the cancer research we have, like helped for polio or like just a lot of research that we have.
Yeah, the polio vaccine wouldn't exist without her cells.
Dang.
Because they were able to do so much testing and like basically they took her cells without consent, her tumor cells, and think about how many like pharmaceutical companies and just biomed companies have made so much money off her cells. They're still selling the cells to this day. Like you can just be like, go on the internet, let me get some like some cells and just like test them.
I hope she's getting a portion
also,
of that.
Like they were,
no, the family's not getting anything.
They were in a nuclear bomb. They exploded the cells and stuff like that just to see like this cancer like
if it would disappear.
Yeah, they just had done so much research. Meanwhile, all these people, like all the like the family members had no compensation. They also came to their house, grabbed their DNA. They didn't know, the family didn't know it was for the DNA. There was like the test to see if they had the cancer or whatever. Just got completely.
But meanwhile they were taking blood and stuff and taking their DNA and like testing their DNA with the cells and everything. But they covered it up as, hey, we're testing to see if you have the same cancer your mom did.
Maybe before like we start talking about this, be like, if you're thinking about watching this movie, like all the spoilers
because I throw up a spoiler alert at the hour mark.
So we learned about it because we were learning about cancer in class and we were talking about the properties of cancer, like what makes a cell cancerous, like blah blah blah, and it was basically like, oh, like whatever. And then she brought up these cells and I was like, no way, like that's so crazy. But I'm glad that my professor brings up the fact that how she didn't tell us like the whole story, but she told us like a little blurb of like, look at the injustice, like we owe this lady like a lot,
Probably trillions of dollars,
dude. The money, the sheer money. And I'm like, dude, her family had like has like medical issues and stuff like that, and like they could have needed it, like they were
Which
a
is
family
like,
of color, like
how is that legal?
oh, I think
like,
now you still can't.
Okay, so I think because there's, if I remember and I watched the movie right and it's accurate, which I'm sure it is, there's a loophole to where they didn't reveal the name of the patient. So because of that, it's like a public thing that can be accessed.
So is that something that she consented to? Of like,
No, because she was dead.
Oh.
By the time all this happened, she had died. So they named it Gila cells, and they took HE from her first name and the LA from her last name and called it Gila. And then they asked who the name was, and I don't know if this happened in real life, but they called her like Helen Lane.
Yeah, just
Instead of
like,
Henrietta Lacks, they called her Helen Lane. And then so they never released her full name, even though the like conspiracy theories popped up, and then now like we know that who it was. But to this day, the family has not gotten compensation.
also like we didn't tell you like a lot of like the stuff, like you should still watch it, like even though you know this whole background.
Like Oprah plays.
Okay, we stop here.
No,
We
hold
stop
on.
here.
The 3/4 into the movie, there's a scene that is really intense. Like it's super, super intense and like tear jerking.
So
Like,
I
you're
think you
watching
should just
it.
watch it, because it's not only about the science, and it tells you a lot about this, like all the, because they were literally, she was a science experiment. They knew she was dying. So
Yeah.
especially like Black people have been taken advantage of like for years upon years, but especially during that time, especially in medicine. Like medicine is great, but it has such dark with a lot of things.
Like at that hospital.
CNG. We gotta
You're just
cut
telling
it
us
off.
the whole movie, bro.
We gotta cut it off. Just watch it. Just watch
Okay,
it tonight or tomorrow
But
or something.
yeah, so there's an actual book.
Oh, so I'm gonna read the book.
Hold on, I'm looking up
I think it's called The Immortal Life of Henrietta.
like the book is called
yeah,
that.
it's called the same as the movie.
Oh yeah, so the book is called The More Life of Henrietta Lacks, by Rebecca Skloot.
And she's in the movie, so you have to watch it.
Wait, the actual author's in the movie?
No, but like
Oh, I
her role or whatever.
I thought you were saying the actual author of the book was in the movie. I was about to be like, yo, that's crazy.
No.
I was like, good for
She's probably
her.
old now. You know, she could have been, but like they would have to have like an old actress and like her playing like herself now.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know. You should definitely watch it. But it makes me it makes my blood boil so much of.
Because like, that's just one of the things that like we know about. There's probably some stuff out there that is probably as bad or even worse.
Dude,
That's been happening.
another thing that makes me really, really mad is I was learning how they make insulin, which is really cool, by the way. We make insulin through bacteria.
Not through bacteria.
Yeah, so they have like their DNA. It's like a circle and stuff like that, and we like do a bunch of stuff to it, and then you like can. It's okay. I'm gonna lose you.
Yeah,
But-
you saw it on my face.
So
I was
basically,
like,
you can make insulin with bacteria, and it's
Oh.
actually pretty cheap to make, and because I think they use E. coli, and Eli Lilly here in Indy like makes insulin or whatever. And why is it costing people so much money when they make it for cheap? Then they have and then the government gets together and we gotta lower these prices of these fucking medications so everybody can have it.
well,
And
it's
they're like,
'cause-
oh, why would it be expensive? I don't understand why it's expensive. Like, well, why?
Well, because it's big pharma. All these pharmaceutical companies want to make bank, and they know that their product literally saves lives and like helps with diseases and infections. So they're like, bro, we can just price gouge.
Dude, it's so
But
annoying.
Mark Cuban, he has a company that you can literally get like penicillin or like whatever medication for dirt cheap. Like basically the
'Cause
price
it is
that
cheap. Like,
bro,
it
because
is cheap.
he hates the fact that we overpay for this stuff. So he has a company that his goal is to bring all that down.
Oh, I think I've seen it because there's some girls
Bro,
getting birth
Mark
control.
Cuban.
Is that
I
the
saw
thing?
this one thing with him that he was at some convention or something, and that he was getting fined $10,000 or $1,000 for saying the word fuck. And he's like, "Oh, really? So if I say it again, I get fined?" And they're like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, fuck.
He's like, here you go.
Well, he said like the money that he was being fined, I think they were gonna give it to a charity. So he's like, okay, so if it's going to the charity, I'll just say it a couple more times.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the guy. He's cool.
Listen, I'm not trying to have like a lot of money like in this world. Like, what do I need? Like
Millions of dollars for
upon millions, even having $1 billion with a B.
Oh, that's intense.
That's a lot,
dude. I would have to be like okay, I definitely want to build a generational wealth, but I'm just like, I want to not just give my kids money. Like, I want to give them like tools to, because if not, I'm like, then you're a little sucker. Then you're just gonna take my monies while I'm dead, and like, what did you do with the monies?
Yeah, you're not building generational wealth means like getting the money and also like teaching your kids how to make money.
Generational knowledge.
Yeah, because if you don't, like, your kids are just gonna spend it all, and then your generational wealth is like gonna be gone in a couple of years.
If I am wherever I am in the afterlife, and let's say I somehow make like a lot of money to where my family is like well off or whatever because of me and you, dude, I will cast the biggest fucking curse upon them. Like, I'll come and I'll freaking pull their feet every single night for the whole lifetime. If I see them being freaking little brats with money, like little fucking like rich boogers, no, I will literally cast all the spells. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to play with the dark side. I don't know, but I would be so mad. Like, that's
all right. Okay. Listen to this podcast before you start casting spells on us.
Now I know if your kids start doing that, I'm just gonna separate myself from you guys.
Okay, listen. I like to be very dramatic, but I would be very upset. Like, I'm just trying to get the point across that I'd be so upset if my family and especially my parents, like, the freaking I need to make a book and be like, and like give it to our kids so they can pass it on, and like maybe that my kids can add to it, be like, this is and write about my mom and my dad, and be like, this is like your lineage and like your mom and your dad.
Oh,
and then,
that's
like,
a good idea.
Like, do you know who your great parents are? Like, do you know anything about them?
I don't know the history. I just know them. Like, I know them by like, oh, hi grandpa, hi grandma, but like as far as like what they've been through and stuff,
dude. I like, let's say like your grandparents, because I only have two, but let's say our grandparents die, and our kid, I can't tell you much about my grandma that had died, and I can't really tell you about my grandpa because he lives in Mexico and I live here and we don't really chat. But I'm just like, they will literally know nothing. So I at least have to not let my parents and your parents just freaking like memory just die. And I have to make a book and be like, this was them. And I have to write about myself and be like, chapter 1, I conceived you. But before I conceived you, this is what happened. And just like tell you about me and then pass me down. So like, at least you have knowledge.
And then we start our own religion.
No.
I feel like you should make an audio biography. I don't
feel like I'm interested enough. But for my family, well, that's what it would be, an autobiography.
Yeah, it wouldn't be posted out, like, published.
Yeah,
it would just be like a big ass Word document.
Yeah, it's just so my kid knows, and they never remain humble. They remember their roots, their culture. They remember where they started. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
I don't know.
I like that idea. That's
I'm
cool.
generation like either 1 or 0. I don't know. It depends, because I was born in Mexico.
Well, you were born in Mexico. See, and I'm first generation.
You're technically 0.
So we're 1.5 or just a half.
Our kid's gonna be half, right? Because they're gonna be second generation through me, but first generation through her.
So
you see what I'm saying?
Don't F it up. Specifically you. Don't F it up. Don't
talk to him right
now.
Hey,
we're watching this 20 years down the road. Hi.
Yeah, if you're watching
by the way,
podcast,
you're in there right now.
Dude, holy crap. What Inception. Because this doesn't die unless like YouTube is like.
Bro, imagine us watching this 20 years or like 10 years down the road with our kid.
What's up, guys?
Bro, my head hurts.
Whatever your name is, just know Uncle Whittle loves you.
Damn, we gotta go back and you gotta bleep everything out, like all the like beep 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 beep, like all the cuss words.
I was like, it's okay.
Oh, if they're gonna watch it,
yeah, like they're freaking 5, and then they're just like,
it's okay.
Okay.
Dad, what's
okay?
Shit.
They're gonna cuss when they're old.
Hopefully you're grown enough that you're not affected.
They cuss when they're old anyway, so why does it matter?
Yeah. You're right.
Okay, let's do some would you rathers.
Okay.
I have one specifically just for Karen.
Okay.
Karen, would you rather let Pablo? Sorry, let me collect my
Suck my
thoughts.
toes.
Oh.
Ya pasó hace ratito.
Would you rather Pablo always shave his head or Pablo never shave his head?
Always shave his head.
So bald?
Yeah. Well, Popsy, it is.
I like that answer.
Coming soon? Coming soon?
No, hopefully not. If I can make
Join
enough
the
money,
club, bro.
if I can make enough money to stop it, but and I think when I'm like mid 30, I'm gonna be balding, if not already bald by then.
I think becoming bald gave me more confidence.
You know, I agree.
I
I definitely agree with
So
that.
now you just, it's like, it is what it is. Like, now
Yeah,
you're just
that's-
like, you don't wake up every day like, like my hair.
Like
I don't
I'm
have to worry
balding.
about my head. I'm bald.
Because you knew you were balding for a while, so now that you shaved it off, you're like, fuck it, dude.
yeah, I'm
Dude,
like,
I'm
fuck
glad
it.
we convinced you. And,
Yeah.
and whatever
I'm
happened
glad
in
you
your
guys-
life.
You really rock it, especially right now that you took your beard down. It's a good look.
Yeah, it looks
It's
nice.
good
You
look.
look so
Stop,
much
guys.
more grown too.
Yeah.
you. Okay, next one.
I'm hungry.
Would you
Yeah, so
rather
you're
have
about
a
to go.
completely automated home or a self-driving car?
What did
Self-driving
you
car.
A completely automated home. So
say?
like,
Oh no,
turn on the lights. The lights turn on.
not even. I didn't even want either. I like.
You gotta choose one.
I like the key.
No, self-driving car, not
Oh,
self-turning on
self-driving.
car.
Oh,
So like a Tesla kind of.
I don't know. I heard some weird things about Teslas, but I guess I'll take the car.
Me too.
Ooh, especially if I can nap. I can nap and I can drive me to where I have to be. And then
There
I
you
wake
go.
Up and I'm
Yeah.
like,
I'm here already.
It's basically what you do now. Pablo drives you everywhere.
"Nah, bro."
True,
Yeah,
true.
but I'm scared. Like, what if I know he hasn't done it, but like, what if? Okay, oh, you did do it once. He crashed because he fell asleep, and
Yeah. You don't know?
You know.
I was on leave from Japan, and I was super tired, and I had fallen asleep on the couch, and Mom woke me up to go pick up Dad because I took him to work, and
Oh.
and I was really tired, and she was like, "It's okay, he can just take the bus." And I was like, "Fuck that!" I'm like, I'll go pick up my dad. I'm like, "Why is he gonna take the bus? I'm here." And I took the girls with me, and I fell asleep on the
remember
wheel.
that, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
Ever
that.
since then, I literally yelled at him, and your mom was like, "No, you just have."
There
to
was
sleep
one
home."
point when we were coming home from work, and we were literally both so tired because we'd work like all the time. Pablo was driving because I couldn't drive. I was in the passenger seat. I was falling asleep. Pablo was falling asleep. Next thing I know, I'm waking up and we're like almost on the other side. And then Pablo's like, "Oh shit!" And we both just kind of like sat in silence. We're like, "Damn."
There was one time where I was driving back home late from Chick-fil-A from like a late night close, and you know the road like right across Jeff, like the one like in between Jeff and the old YMCA. I was driving there, and I started swerving this way, and I literally God woke me up in like the last possible second before I hit the light pole, and I fucking swerved, and I literally drifted in the street. I spun out,
Hell.
and then I just sat there like,
How am I supposed to have the confidence to trust this man?
I'm good now. I'm a grown adult. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, but I almost.
He gets to sleep now.
I did this.
Yeah.
I did this a similar thing. It was when I was going through my little depression phase and whatever. You know, I wasn't doing great, and I was driving back from taking the kids to school, and I was driving. You know, the street my house is on.
Yeah.
I literally almost hit some innocent house.
Oh my
like
gosh.
literally, like I was like.
Ran into
Like
the
you
side
were
of
in
the
their
house.
yard and everything.
Yeah, like I was falling asleep and I had my freaking wheel was turned and I was headed towards like their house.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like,
Yeah, I've had a couple incidents where I was driving home from Chick-fil-A in Lafayette where I was just so tired and I was just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, see, and
Alright.
dude, imagine how many times that happens. How many accidents get avoided
all right, listen.
by luck?
Everybody needs to be getting their sleep
Yes. Sleep is very
Everybody-
important.
Telomeres, all this whole
because
thing.
your telomeres are shortening. Every single time you do not sleep, your telomeres are shortening. And you know what that means? Early
Your
onset
lifespan.
dementia.
And if you're trying to get jacked and you're not sleeping, you're not going to get any.
You're not gonna get jacked.
Facts.
Literally. Okay,
And
we'll
your
do one more.
hormones too. Think about your hormones.
We'll do one more. Would you rather? Would you rather never be stuck in traffic again or never get another cold?
I'll take the cold.
Never get a cold?
Never get a cold. Okay, if you can change that to strep throat,
The strep
I'm
throat
in
sucks.
business, dude. I got strep throat once. That's when I moved from NC to here,
Uh-huh.
and I will always remember that freaking 2 weeks because I was miserable. I'd rather get COVID over and over again than freaking get strep throat.
Strep
Dang, I
throat.
think I would go with the cold too because when I hate getting sick. I think
I
I
don't
would
know.
just sit in traffic and listen to podcasts.
Now, like we wouldn't know any different.
Yeah, traffic is pretty bad here.
Yeah, I think I just avoid the cold, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's a cold. Oh
Hey, I do all right.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Before you click off, please like, subscribe, comment down below. If you have any good baby names,
Please,
maybe
if you
throw
have
them down
any
there.
baby names, but listen, they have to sound good in Spanish and English. So think about it really, really well.
Yeah, and don't come at me with like Pablo, okay? 'Cause that's already my name.
No Pablo, no
Yeah.
Jose.
No,
Yeah,
Jose.
yeah. Don't give me like Juan. Like, give me something kind of creative. You know what I
Unique.
mean? Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.
Hell yeah.